Hello guys, we're going to do a tutorial to show you how to put jats on the chart, with multiple time frames. So this is a 15-minute chart, and for any daily data or intraday distribution time frames, you want to have 150 days on the chart. If you want to see a higher time frame like a weekly or a monthly chart on your daily chart, just add another instance of the data series, right? And then change that to the daily data, 1 day, okay? And we're going to put that in a separate panel. So that'll be in panel 2. Let me restore this. So I'm going to get rid of these for now. All right, so we have a daily bar on the bottom, panel 2, and the 15-minute range in panel 1. So don't worry about the way this looks. We're not going to look at it. We just have the data series on panel 2. So to put the indicator on the chart, you go to your indicators, go to the folder, and go to PT3. So I already have mine defaulted to daily 1 on the open. So we'll add that, and it's going to populate it same as input series. That'll be on the 15-minute time frame. Input series 15-minute. And so you can see here that Friday closed, they got it back inside the daily 3. Got popped out, but they put it back in to close inside the 3. Okay, so to add more time frames for the weekly data, we can add the weekly chart to the 15-minute chart. 150 days, not really. You want 500 days. So let's go back and look at this data series. And initially it defaults to 3,000 days. Right? But for our purposes, for monthly and weekly data, we don't need that much. So we can put this down to 500 days. So I'm going to go back to my indicators. And now I can put a different distribution on the chart and go to the input series and select the daily for the input series, and then change this to input to display in data box to 1. I want it to display in 1. And to make this appear so that we can know the weekly versus the daily versus the whatever, we'll make these dashes. So I'm going to quickly go through here and change the solid to a dash. And that'll tell us that this is the weekly. All right, a couple more. Sorry. Dash, PT2, dash, and PT1 dash. All right, hit apply and okay. Now, we didn't change the time to daily to weekly. So you see here, it's still on daily. We need to move this to weekly. Now hit apply. Okay. So now you can see that it went from the daily 3 and it tagged the weekly 3 and came back up and closed inside the daily 3. Look at that. So here is your daily, weekly, and I thought I put dash. Hang on a second. Let me oops. Yeah, see. I actually got the wrong one. There it goes. Dash. All right. All right. So there's my weekly or the dashes. You can see how nice that turned out, and you can see how the algos respond to these, weekly levels inside the distribution as well as being on the chart. And this is 500 days of data. All right. And you can see this prior distribution did not print weekly. Well, there it goes. Here's the new weekly right there. But if you want to go further back, you have to extend your number of days that you need more than 500 days. So this is just for the current distribution. If you want more look back, you have to increase it. I would go back to 1,000, 1,500, or 3,000. I just hate putting 3,000 days on a 15-minute chart. You know what I'm saying? So this is just really for the current view to put it all on one chart so that you can look at it on the same day. So let's go ahead and add the monthly, and we can see how the monthly interacts with the daily weekly. So we'll put this on the chart. We'll change it to 1 month, and then we'll change this to the daily. And then we will put this on number 1, and we'll make these dash dot. So I'm going to do this. Okay, got them all. So dash dot, dash dot, dash dot. Hit apply or OK. And now we have the monthly on the chart, and you can see that we're inside the monthly ones. So inside the monthly 1 at the weekly 2. So this 58.42.50 is going to be a key level, isn't it? Right? So if we get below 58.42, then you're going to be getting, maybe some downside volatility. Going back up, you would think that anything between 60.47 and 60.56 would be the upper end of that range for resistance. So when you put your daily time frame together with a monthly and a weekly distribution, it helps you really understand how the dealer who is delta neutral, they want to be inside that 1. So they're inside the monthly ones, right? They're between 60.56 and 58.42. If the 1 breaks, look at your, bell curve. Where does it go? It goes to the 2. So it can either go to the weekly 2 back in, or, continue down to that monthly 2. Or it could go to a quarterly level. And for that, you definitely want to put the 3,000 days back on the chart and maybe look at a daily bar on a second chart. But when I put these charts together in the moon room in the morning for you guys, let me show you. I put my levels together, give you the support resistances for the bell curves. I put the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly on here, and you can see key levels like right here, that 59.18 was the quarterly one, and it broke. That broke Friday. So the lower end of this is 57.56, right? Or 57, yeah, 56 through 57.10. So that range right there between 57.10 to 57.56 um, would become support for the quarter, which is through March, to keep it inside the ones. Of course, the ones can break, and that leads you down to the lower time frames. I mean, to the lower JATS PT levels. Um, the monthly is also a key, chart to look at. So you can see that they were inside the monthly ones and holding that, you know, risk inside the ones. And so they really haven't broken their risk yet, as we can see on our chart. So here's your risk line for Monday, 58.42.50. Anything below that, then you're looking at, further downside participation because they are likely moving their risk out. So they have these options and they're no longer delta neutral, so they have to move their spreads out, and they move them to either 68% of the range or 95% of the range. And you'll just want to look to see if it's going to be a monthly or a weekly or a quarterly level where they might move their risk to. It's a game of where do you think dealers going to move their risk. Um, Coming back to our moon room, I put the points in there so you can know at a glance how many points are in the week, month, or quarter. And so you can tell from the calendar, like the monthly PT3 is 283.75, right? 283.75. So if we go back and look at how many, points are in the month so far from high to low, we can see how far we have to go. What would be down here? 331. So that's just outside that 283.35. So 283.35 from the current high right there, something like that. 57.80, something around there. So if you see your possibilities, coming in and saying, how many points do I have for the monthly range? Because this is the way they're looking at it. Then they'll try to find a two or a three that lands somewhere around, what did I say? 57.80, right? So if we look, we can look right here on our monthly level to see if there's anything around 57.80. Here's 57.35. And what about the quarterly? Do we have anything at 57.56 and 57.42? So 57.56 would be a quarterly one. Um, but we might find something on the calendar days. So the calendar days are measured differently than the monthly. The monthly has a number of trade days in the month. The calendar days are just straight calendar days, and these levels change more frequently. So let's see if there's anything with 5780. Here, right here, 5784, 30-day 3, 5784, right there, 5784. So you see what I'm saying? This is how you do it. You find your point range, you see where it is, and then you see if you can match a 30-day or a monthly level to it. And so if we come back in here and put, that was Friday or Friday morning that I did that. So let's see what the new 30-day is going to be. If it changed significantly from 5780. And was that on the open or the close? Let me go back and look. That was the close, 5784. So you can the it changes from the open to the close. The 30-day 3 on the open is 5790. So anywhere between 5784 and 5790. So let's just do the close and put this on the daily. And I had that other calculation at 3000 days, and this is on 500 days, so it might not be the same. Um, let's just put it in the period one and see if it does come up the same. And no, there's not enough days to run the 30-day calcs on 500 days. There's not enough days to do that. It would, yeah, no, it didn't do it. So what we want to do is go back to our data series and add, I want to match the data that I was using on that other time series. Here we go. And there it is. Look, it's now changed to 5807. So it was at 5784, 5790, and now it's moved up. You see, it was at 5780. Now it's moved up to 5807. And guess where all the support resistance is? 5800. So if you look at your open interest, it's all 5800. So that comes in line with where the JATS PT is. And that, my dear, is how to figure out where they may be taking it. So your risk moved up, okay? And that, so 5811 on the open to 5807. So it moved up from 5784 to 5807. So our risk profile is shrinking. It's contracting. It's not expanding. So we might hit that 5800, clear out these stops below this monthly one, and then come back inside for a bear market rally. Or it could be, green light. I mean, we don't know if they're going to rally it or tank it. We just trade day to day and try to put ourselves in where the support resistances are. And so I think we have a huge advantage compared to everybody else because we can tell where these ranges are likely to be statistically high probability, and then we can, adjust our expectations, either trading to it or trading away from it. They don't always bounce. Sometimes they'll just sit on a level for days or a week or 2 weeks. I've seen it, 10, 14 days just sit on a pin. It's infuriating. And that's usually because they're waiting for the option to, expiration. Dealer pinned it and won't allow it to go any further. So, usually trading to a level is better, in my opinion. So, but then again, if it's oversold, then you would want definitely in an uptrend to find all of your support. And if it's overbought in a downtrend, then you want to, sell all your resistance in a downtrend. But you know how that goes. So this isn't really a how to trade class. It's just how to position yourself with these higher time frames to give yourself, an ability to participate in these trades. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson and how to use the points and levels. I post them. If you once you subscribe to the indicator, you get a complimentary subscription to the points and level community. I'll come in and post ideas and some interesting things with merging, um, gamma with the JATS levels daily, um, and hope that helps you, or other ideas, and definitely try to point out the support resistance that may come into play for that session within that point range, because each day you have a point range. If you come back and look at this first one, you'll see right here the daily 1, 2, 3. If it's low volatility, you want it inside the one. If it's medium volatility, you want those twos to be the expected range. And if it's, higher volatility, you definitely be wanting to look at the threes or the tails, which are, you know, measured moves outside the distribution. And I'll show you how to set tails up in a different video. But for now, you can figure out how, where you are on your day, week, month, or quarter, and then try to find either a monthly, weekly, quarterly, or a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, or even, 4 weeks or 12 weeks. Because this, is the way you slice and dice the data gives you different levels, and the dealer will use them all. Um, so, dealer will use them all. They like that 12 week. I'll tell you that. That's one of their little sweetheart um, support resistant surprises. So we'll be on top of them, and I can give you these templates. If you don't have NinjaTrader, you can subscribe to the Points and Levels trading community and then just follow along as they're posted. And I will post a current live stream. The live stream goes away after it's finished, but during the day, you'll see the live stream. Um, and I stream ES VIX and SPX on stream 1 and NQ, YM, RTY, and NDX on stream 2. Alright guys, that's it for now. So whether you have the indicator and would like, to join the community, you can, or if you don't have the indicator, you can join the community and get these great levels for yourself and run your own calculations from them. All right. Thank you so much. You'll have a great rest of your day.